Welcome back, Whiskey Taste Buds. Adam and Greg here, Blue Collar and Scholar Whiskey Club, on day 10 of our 12 Drams of Christmas. And yeah, we're getting close to the crunch now. Only a couple days left. It's December 22nd. Hopefully you're done all your Christmas shopping.
We won't talk about that.
Well, guys, don't worry. There's still like last minute on Christmas Eve, I'm sure.
Yeah, I've been known to be the last one out of the store.
Doesn't work on Amazon.ca though.
No, that's true.
Unless you want to just give them a note saying this is on its way. But anyway, so yeah, here we are. We're gonna reveal what today's whiskey is. Go to your tree and grab your little bottle, pour it in a dram, pour it in a glass. Or a dram. I don't know. Pour it into something.
Pour it into something.
Cheers to you guys.
A little bit. Oh, is that what you're trying to do? I was looking at the logo on there.
Oh yeah, Blue Collar and Scholar.
Yeah. Anyway, wow.
I hear they do good whiskey review videos. Oh, a little bit of peat smoke in this one. For your peat heads, in case you haven't had enough peat in the calendar up so far. There's been a bit. There's been a
little
few.
bit. It's not an Isla peat, though. It's rather almost heathery.
Yeah, definitely coastal, kind of the coastal feel, like a beach fire.
Yeah, the salty air.
Yeah. We'll go for the palate.
Let's try it. Wow.
Spicy.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful spice. I
Yeah.
agree. Wow.
Yeah. Full flavored, bold whiskey. Bit black pepper, ginger,
Got that.
and then there's black cherries in there.
There are?
Yeah. That's what I'm getting. No, not actual black cherries.
Oh, okay. But no, you're right. I love the peppery and the salty finish that I'm getting as well.
I have to agree with you. Yeah, it's not like an Isla
No.
peat, but there's definitely like lingering smoke in the finish.
Yeah,
And
no,
it's
no burning hospital here.
sweet and salty, which is like one of my favorite characteristics of a whiskey is when you get this sweet and salty combo. It's quite nice.
There's a little bit of, is it a wine taste? I'm trying to think of like a French wine of some sort.
I guess we should do the reveal.
Okay,
at that
wow.
point. So today's whiskey, day 10 of our 12 Drams of Christmas,
Let's see if he pronounces it right.
is Lechik 9-year-old.
That says Ladag.
Ladag.
Ladag. Now it is called Lechik.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lechik 9-year-old, and this what's special about this whiskey is it's a cask strength whiskey. It's bottled at 56.8% ABV, and it's also fully matured in Bordeaux red wine casks.
Wow, that was a coincidence.
Coincidence or foreshadowing?
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. So what's actually really unique about this whiskey is like a lot of whiskeys. In fact, even some earlier in this calendar, I believe, when they use wine casks, they'll mature the whiskey in an ex-bourbon cask for 5 years or something like that, and then they'll transfer it into wine casks for like 18 months or something like that. This one, what's special about this one is that it's fully matured the whole 9 years in Bordeaux, European oak Bordeaux wine casks. So
Hence the kind of sweet, tawny flavor. That
absolutely,
I noticed.
yeah.
And you picked up on that light fruitiness.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, this whiskey is made by a distillery on the Isle of Mull called Tobermory Distillery. And most of you are like, well, that doesn't make any sense because I've seen Tobermory, they make their own whiskey. Why would they? So this is their peated expression. Every once in a while, they'll shut the distillery down and like normal production, and then they'll make their peated whiskey, and this is their peated whiskey.
Actually, Tobermory Distillery used to be called Lechick Distillery.
That's right.
And for those of you that have been to the Isle of Mull, or for that matter to Tobermory, it's a beautiful little city with a distillery right on the sort of outside edges. Very colorful, bright colors throughout the city that you can see around the Tobermory Bay. And one of the things about the Isle of Mull is that they're famous for their myths and their stories. And interestingly, they're famous for their witches, which, one might wonder in Scotland about witches, but
Which witch?
Which witch? In this case, the witches are respected by the locals and often consulted by the clan chiefs. And so they have a very strong presence, or had a strong presence on the Isle. Just to add to the story a little bit, the Tobermory Bay, there is an old Spanish galleon that sunk back in the late 1500s, and they've been looking for the treasure because it was supposed to be carrying gold at the time ever since. And even as late as 1950 was the last one that I recall where they tried. But what makes the story even more interesting is that the sinking of the ship was the result of a rather well-known witch named Dunduin. And Dunduin was present when a young woman came to her and complained that there was a Spanish princess who was flirting with her husband. Her husband was on shore, and the Spanish princess was still on the ship. And could you do something about it? So she set it aflame, and it sunk there on the spot.
That's a fantastic story. I think there's probably, much like the islands around Scotland, here on the west coast of BC, there's lots of Gulf islands, and there's probably lots of witches on those islands too, I think. So I can...
Which island?
Pick one.
One other thing about Mull is that there is a beautiful bay called Calgary Bay that the city of Calgary was named after.
Which just happens to be where I bought this whiskey from.
Calgary. Oh my goodness.
Calgary, Alberta, not Calgary Bay.
Oh, okay. Calgary Bay is fabulous. We had a chance to spend some time there, which made it very special.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway,
without further ado, I think we found our gold.
We did. We didn't even have to swim for it.
Cheers.
Cheers.